Welcome to this new series where we're going to talk about everything you need to know before coming to Thailand as an exchange student. We will cover topics from food to transportation, visa, everything you need to know will be discussed. But first, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Xamaica and I'm both from the Netherlands and from Thailand.
I'm Julia and I'm from Germany.
I'm Asha and I'm from Poland.
I'm Bente and I'm from Hungary.
And in today's episode, we are going to talk about language and communication. So our first question is, how well do you speak Thai and did you take Thai language classes?
Okay, so I can start. I did Thai for beginners at the Chulalongkorn University. And well, can I speak the language? That's very questionable. I've learned the language, but I wouldn't say I know it.
So I would say I almost don't know anything about Thai at all. In the beginning I was very motivated to learn it, and I also have an application called Ling, but it's like you have one lection that is for free, and then once you finished it you have to pay, and I never paid, so I just know it like maybe 5 sentences, a couple of numbers in Thai, and then Sawadika and Kokoka, which is like hello, thank you, and that's maybe for later, but one very important word which means vegetarian is matsavira, for me at least, since I'm vegetarian. Yeah, that's basically all I know.
How about you?
Yeah, so
Do you speak it?
to start off with, no, I don't speak it. I never really tried to learn it. I mean, it's kind of, I think, a bad thing to say, but I've traveled some countries in Europe too, and in the beginning I was always like, yeah, I'm gonna learn it, and at this point I'm always just like, yeah, I'm probably not gonna learn it. Sometimes I try. Here I didn't even really go to a course or anything. I know the basic few words that are needed for like survival, so to say, but I wouldn't say I speak it, and I wouldn't say I really tried to speak it, to be honest.
Okay, that's clear. Then the second question is, have you ever encountered a situation where language was a challenge? And so, yeah, how did you solve it?
I mean, in the hospitality, quite a lot of people speak English. Maybe the level of English of Thai people is not very high, but in a lot of situations you can manage to speak in English. And if the Thai people don't speak English, well, you can either use Google Translator, or like, for example, when I buy street food, I just show the picture, or like I just point to the thing I want to eat, and there is no problem. And then they show on calculator how much it costs.
Yeah, same. If you want to, for example, it's in the tradition here to kind of play with the price to get like a cheaper price, and it's usually they get the calculator and they type a price, and then you type another price, and then they type another. So it's kind of like non-verbal stuff, I would say. So yeah, I would say the same. If you want food, you point at it. It's kind of non-verbal communication a lot of times. Sometimes they know English. English is usually not that good, but I think you get along if you just know like the basics and just, yeah.
Also in Google Translator, the camera and the voice function I think are very important. Like when I want to buy a product, I just scan the ingredients or like the description of the product to know what it is, if it is actually what I want to buy. Or like when Thai people don't speak English and want to tell me anything in Thai, then I open my Google Translator with the voice function, and sometimes it's very strange, but sometimes it also works. And also, like if you use Grab or Bolt and you want to communicate with your driver, sometimes the translation is very bad, and then they the Grab translator produces very confusing things, but in the end you somehow always find your driver, so
That's good. The next question is, what are some useful Thai phrases you have learned that you use often? So you said vegetarian.
yeah, matsavira.
I usually use pet, which means not hot, so not spicy, which is pretty useful here because everything is really spicy. So yeah, that's something I use usually. Obviously, yeah, kapung cup, sawadee cup, but that's like, That's just like hi, thanks. So the basic ones, yeah, mostly related to food. Aroi, which means like delicious. So yeah, like I think mostly related to food actually.
Do you know anything?
Sometimes I use, well, you can correct my time, Chenpet Nisitka, which is like I am the Chulalongkorn University student, and because like for example to national parks you need to pay the foreign fee, and there's foreign fee and there is Thai fee. But sometimes I manage to get the Thai fee by being that, oh, I actually study here, I live here, I'm a student. So I saved quite a lot of money using that phrase.
That's true. I didn't say it in Thai, but sometimes when I say I'm a Chulalongkorn student, I also get discounts, even if it's in
So
English.
it helps a lot. Like a lot of people, like a lot of places know Chulalongkorn.
Yeah, and they're very proud. If you say that you're from Chula, like they think you're really smart, and they really like have so much respect for you because you study at Chula.
Yes, I would say
Yeah.
that's the most prestigious university in the country.
So use your university here as a discount price.
Yes.
Fourth question is, how is communication with local students and residents?
It's quite good, at least if you talk to the Thai students that are in the international program. Usually their English is even better than my English, so communication is without any problems, and they are also very kind and helpful, and yeah.
Yes, just Thai people are just so friendly, helpful, and nothing to add.
Yeah, and sometimes when you can't like communicate through words, it's just like pointing at things or doing things with the hands, and they will try to make it work. They really try to understand you.
Yeah, but usually actually students are like with students you can speak perfect
Yeah, with
English.
students
So it's
it's
more
easy.
problematic if you're, and for example, for me in the condo, it was a bit of a struggle to kind of talk English with them, but then again, yeah, translating. Like, yeah, I think you get.
You will get
You're-
there.
yeah, exactly.
You get there.
Except if they are not in the international program,
Yeah.
but in the regular Thai program at Chula, then mostly their English is not that good, and it's a bit more difficult.
Yeah, like my buddy, the Chula gave us a buddy, and my buddy, she was from the Thai course, and she did not know I speak Thai. So she came to me, and it was so awkward, and she tried talking English. She really did her best, but I just didn't get it in English. So then I was like, okay, you know what? I will talk Thai to you. So I spoke Thai with her. She said that she wanted to be a buddy because she wanted to improve her English. But yeah, then she came with me, so didn't really a lot of improvement. But she also like find it really difficult to speak good English.
Also, mostly Thais are like have difficulties to pronounce the R. So sometimes I don't get the words because, for example, instead of remember, you have to remember something. They say you have to remember, and then it sounds so different.
Yeah.
Sometimes it sounds really off, and you just can't really. And it's not to be rude. It's just like
Yeah,
you
it's
really
just-
don't get the word first,
That's so
and then
true.
you have to ask again. And
Also funny, like I at my gym, I work out at a gym with my private trainer, and he's Thai, and he tries to speak English sometimes so he can practice, and then he's also saying a word, and I'm like, huh? And then he's pointing at it like the ceiling today. He said, I don't know how he pronounced it, but it was the ceiling, and then I was like, huh? And then I was like, ceiling, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have that. Our last question is, what tips do you have for other students wanting to learn language?
Enroll in the course at uni, Thai basics, the course that
Yeah.
you have.
Yes, I think it's all very important when you come to a new country to try and put an effort to learn their language, but I wouldn't say it's very necessary in Thailand. Like, I feel like you can manage easily without speaking the language, but yeah, it's very nice to know a bit of the language. And yeah, the course was nice that I took. Like, you got a textbook, and like we covered a lot of topics, but yeah, like it wasn't enough for me to like speak more because it was just it was basically a lecture, so we didn't talk a lot between each other. So I understand a bit, but speaking wise, it's not very good.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with kind of every language. Like you have to put the time and effort into it. That's just how it works. You have to learn the words, you have to learn the alphabet, you have to learn you just do the words, and after time you can start putting them into phrases. So it's just time investment. If you want to learn it, I think you can learn it easily. It's just you actually have to spend time with it.
Yeah, and I think also like to surrender yourself with Thai people. If you really want to learn the language, surrender yourself with Thai people so you can practice it in real life too. Yeah.
And from what I remember in the beginning, in one of the welcome events, they also showed some websites where you can enroll for online Thai courses, and they were also for free, offered from Chula. So maybe just text the student coordinator, Tiravut in my case, for the BBA faculty. And so there's many free possibilities for language courses that you can use.
Okay, well, if you have any questions, ask them in the comments.